Hi everyone, this is Professor Lane and I just want to welcome you to IST110. And what I'd like to do in this video is go over the orientation items, the things that I would traditionally do on the first day of class. And so what we see right now is our course homepage right here in Canvas. And traditionally, I have it set up so that you can see the schedule of assignments that we're going to be completing, and I have a link to a module for resources, and then a discussion that if you have any questions that you could post those there and we could answer those, and everybody could benefit from the response. If I post an announcement, you're going to see it at the top of the course page. You're also, and actually when I'm done completing this video, you will see a link at the top stating that I've completed this video for you and for you guys to take a peek at it. So if you see a number next to the announcements, please look at the announcements. You can see right here on the blue dot, that means I haven't looked at these announcements because I'm looking at this from a student view. Now from your perspective, you can see that I only have a few items or options available to you from the student view, and I do that intentionally because I want to limit the way that you're going to access the information, because I want to make sure that you see the information. And so as the name implies, home is going to take us home. The syllabus is going to show us the syllabus. We know that if we click on Zoom, that's going to give us a list of all of our Zoom courses, our modules, and I'm actually going to take a quick peek at all of these. All right, so the first thing I do want to go through with you is the syllabus. Now, I am certainly not going to read this to you, but I do want you to please go through and look at this information. You'll notice our textbook right here is going to be Computing Essentials 2021. If you purchase it from the bookstore, you will be paying a lot more money. I do recommend that you buy it directly through Mcgraw-Hill, and you will save a lot of money. All right, and that's going to be our textbook. Here just lists some basic information. As you know, this is a remote synchronous class. We meet Mondays and Wednesdays from 10 to noon. Because we have a lot to get through, we probably will occupy the full 2 hours. We will take breaks. All right, so moving down, we can see what the course goals are, the learning objectives. I have a few important dates here. I will fill in this information when I have a moment. We can take a look at the assignments and grading. This might vary a little bit, but I might tweak that as well, because I'm altering it because it's an online course. Not because it's an online course, but because it's a 6-week course. All right. And we are packing a lot in there, so I might be modifying that. And so, but again, just take a look at the course policies. Things that won't change is the late submission policy. In terms of collaboration, we're not going to be doing a whole lot of that, again, because we're limited and we only have 6 students in the class, and I think it's going to be really tough to juggle you guys trying to get together in that short period of time. All right. In terms of canceling class, I'm going to post an announcement. Right? That as you already know, that's what I'm going to do. Here's some expectations, and then as we scroll on down, we're going to see the university policies. All right. So that is the course syllabus. So please make sure you read that. If you have any questions, always refer to the course syllabus. You might find the answer before shooting me a message. All right, so I mentioned Zoom. This is where we're going to be meeting our classes. If you happen to miss a class, I am going to be taking attendance. So if you are not in class, I will know. It's really easy not to know because or really easy to know because there's only 6 of us, and so. But here is the link for the cloud recordings, and so I don't have any recordings as of yet. All right, so we don't have a recording for today, and I don't know why, and I think it was because we were having some issues with the the whole delivery today, and so apparently there is not a cloud recording of that. All right, so the next stop is going to be the modules. All right, so all of the content is going to be delivered in modules. Now, what I'm going to ask you guys to complete first, and this is what I would have gone through with you when we had our meeting, is to go through the academic integrity. And this particular module, you'll notice it says complete all the items. And as I go through and complete, I view that document, I view this document, and complete this training, you'll get a certificate. You all have actually completed this training, so that's a good thing. And then you have the academic integrity acknowledgement, where I just ask you to acknowledge several different items. Once you complete all of this, the remainder of the course is going to be released to you. So here is the student resources. This is where we're going to find information on registration for my lab. And no, I'm sorry, Mcgraw-Hill. My lab is a Pearson product. This is Mcgraw-Hill. And so, but there's some other information in here as well. This is information about the case study. We'll talk more about this next week. All right, so don't worry too much about that. If I had completed that first module, this would have unlocked, and you can see right here the prerequisite is the academic integrity, and it tells me that I need to complete all the items for the academic integrity module. We will, I'm actually going to make a separate video that goes through the what is IST lesson, all right? And next week on Monday, we are going to start with lessons 1 and lesson 2. I'm going to release that to you as well. You can see that they are currently locked, again, because the prerequisite in my particular view is unlocked. So you should probably see that by now. Now, in order for you to access the textbook, you're going to have to use the Mcgraw-Hill Campus link, and we'll see that just above. I expect you guys to read the chapter. I expect you guys to go through the PowerPoints and the key terms before we do the lecture review, right? Because we have so much to go through in a short period of time, I am going to be going through the lectures really, really quickly. So like I said, I'm going to be going through and going through the content rather quickly, and so I really want you guys to be a part of the learning. So I am going to be asking questions, and I am going to be expecting, you guys to participate and talk. And because it is a small class, it's going to lend itself, I hope, lends itself to having that type of communication between me and you guys. So again, we'll talk more about the lessons that will start next week, and I am going to ask you guys to complete this what is IST lesson by Sunday at midnight, May 23rd. Right, so these dates are correct. You have these 2 items that are going to be that I'm asking you guys to complete for this. And so I have a presentation that, as I mentioned, that I'm going to record separately, and I will post that when I have that complete. All right, so once I have all of the due dates in, I am going to make those visible to you. All right, and I'll let you know when I do that. I'm going to pop over the Mcgraw-Hill for now, and I'm going to go to the announcements. So this is where, if you see a little number there that tells you that you should see a number. I'm surprised I don't see a number. I thought you saw a number. Maybe it's because I have them visible at the top. But as you can see, I have Zoom registration information, and here's that announcement that I told you that the first date was canceled. And then today I had it releasing the Mcgraw-Hill Ready Anywhere app. So I really highly encourage you guys to download the app on your phone, and you can have the textbook on your phone. And so, it's really is light reading. And so I think it's easy reading, it's light reading, I think it's pretty engaging. And I think you'll find it to be a really beneficial textbook. And then finally, there's the grades. And again, once I have all of the dates in, you'll see all the assignments, because you can see right now we have quizzes down here, but I don't have them dated yet, and I plan on working on that either tomorrow or sometime this weekend. All right, so with every chapter, with every module, as I said, we have them in chapters. You will have a chapter quiz. All right, every chapter is going to have a quiz. Every chapter and every lesson, they're one and the same. We are going to have, actually, let's come down here. We are going to have a case study. All right, so the first case study I will be presenting, but I'm asking you guys to complete the questions, right? So you can participate in the class discussion as I'm presenting this. And so every week we will have a case study, and you are required to listen to the case study, all right? Every week you will also, depending upon the case study, you will be presenting. Students are going to be presenting the remainder of the case studies. I will talk more about this next week, so I don't want you to get too hung up on that. We're also going to have some LinkedIn Learning courses that I'm going to have you take. And again, I'll talk more about those next week. All right, so I don't want to get too caught up in all that stuff. The next thing and the final thing I want to talk about is Mcgraw-Hill Campus. This is our textbook. Now I'm in here as a student, so I'm not quite sure if I click on this, if it's actually going to work. Let me go in and sign in with my Penn State ID as a teacher. And let's see if I can get in here. So find my account. So, okay, let me see if I can continue. Okay, it's not letting me come in here. psu.edu, JUL. Okay, I have the right one. It's not letting me come in here. But let me pop out of I'm going to leave the student view. And I'm going to come in here as obviously as the instructor. So I'm going to go to Mcgraw-Hill Campus. It's going to look real similar. I'm going to click on the connect button. And when you come in here, it's going to look like this. And you will see chapter by chapter. The only thing that you have in here is the textbook reading. I have not assigned any other additional activities in here. There are some really great activities, but they are time intensive and we don't have time. And so for that very reason, I haven't assigned them. So if you need to access the textbook, this is going to be the way that you're going to access the textbook, or if you download the app to your phone, you can access the chapter from there as well. All right, so there's the two ways that you can do that, but you will have to initially go in and complete the registration. This is where we're going to see the link to the information and registration. So if I go ahead and click on that link, if you are not logged in to your Office 365 account, it is, I'm going to sneeze, guys, hang on. I feel it coming. Darn, see, I just jinxed myself. All right, so sorry about that. You might not see this, so it might ask you to sign in. All right, also note that you cannot see this page on your phone, so it's really important to look at this on a laptop or a desktop computer. So where I mentioned to you, you can obviously get it at the textbook. It's actually going to be an access card. It's going to be a code that you're going to purchase from the bookstore, or you can get it directly from Mcgraw-Hill. All right. So how do we do that? You're going to log into Canvas. From Canvas, you're going to select this Mcgraw-Hill Campus, just like I kind of showed you. And then there's going to be an option that says Join the Class. You're going to choose Begin. And if you've already have other accounts with Mcgraw-Hill, then just use that same email. All right. Otherwise, you're going to have to create an account. And then at some point, then you're going to use, it's going to ask you to use a code, and then you're going to choose Redeem. Come on down here, this is actually what it's going to look like. All right. So if you purchase the code from the bookstore, which I highly encourage that you do not do, only because it is cost prohibitive, and I think it's crazy. So, but if you have to, you have to, right? Plug in that code here. This is the Connect code at $60. You can choose to buy it now. You can use PayPal, or you can choose the or a credit card. That's the recommendation. I do not want you to use option 3. And the 4th option is for temporary access. So at a minimum, I want you to go in with temporary access, because starting on Monday, we are going to be starting with chapter 1 and 2, and I'm going to want you to have read chapter 1 and 2 before I see you on Monday. So at any minimum, I want you to go in through temporary access. All right. So I think that really wraps up everything that I wanted to go through with you. Outside of actually taking a peek at the schedule of the assignments, all right, I might be editing this, so you might see some changes, all right? But again, as I'm going to remind you, I expect you to read the textbook, look at PowerPoints, look at the key terms before we have our chapter lecture, all right? And because I'm expecting you guys to help and be participants in the discussion. I don't want to be a talking head. That's the last thing I like to do. So as you can see, here is the schedule as I initially planned it. On Monday, we were going to be validating the roster, reviewing the syllabus, going over the Canvas space, which I just did with you, going through the registration. I wanted us all to register together, but I'm going to ask you guys to do that on your own. And then actually I was just going to go in and do that real quick review, because there isn't a whole lot that we're going to be doing in there. We were going to assign the case studies. We'll do that next week. And then I was going to take a break, and we were going to get started with the very first lesson, which is what is IST. And as I mentioned before, I will create a separate video that is strictly dedicated to that particular lesson. Okay? So what are you going to turn in? You should turn in the academic, the items that you're going to find in that academic integrity module. You're going to register for Mcgraw-Hill Connect, and you're going to complete the first quiz, which is what is IST, okay? Which is going to be based off of my lecture, all right? The materials are also in the module itself, but it's going to be also based, that information is also based off of the lecture, all right? And so I moved everything that we were planning on doing for today to Monday. So as you can see, we're going to be doing 2 chapters a day, and we will be having, after Memorial Day, we will be having 2 case studies presented a day. All right, so again, I will talk more about the case studies next week, but for now, I just wanted to give you an overview of the course and acquaint you with our course space. If you have any questions, the best way to reach me is through the Canvas inbox right over here. You can contact me through my Penn State email. However, when I'm in Canvas and I see you ask me a question, I'm going to get back to you a heck of a lot quicker than I will if you send it to me through my email. If you send it to me through email, most likely I'm going to say I'm not at my laptop right now, but when I get to my laptop, I'll check it out. And then what happens, though, is that I go into Canvas and I'm not in my email and I don't see the message, and then I forget. So, which is why I really ask students to use the Canvas inbox. Alrighty, so if you have any questions, that is how I'd like you to contact me. And again, I hope you guys really find this video helpful. And look for the other video, which I will create for you, which is the lecture on what is IST. Thank you very much.